What are you?
What I just saw looked like wheels on live scan.
All right, so right down here, we've got tires. We got white caps starting to form now. Run up our left for sonar though. That was so long ago. Remember that episode? Two children, ages 3 and 4, believed to be in this river. Their mother, 26-year-old Stephanie Nguyen, believed to be suicidal, driving them into the river April 19th, 2002.
Stephanie worked as a car dealer right here at the Grand Victoria Casino behind us. She was last seen though by an officer at a boat ramp right here in the town of Rising Sun, Indiana. She was seen with her children in the vehicle by an officer late at night at the boat ramp. There was nothing overwhelmingly suspicious about it. You know, they had an exchange, the officer went on about his way, and that was the last time she was ever seen or heard from again.
Stephanie and her children were last seen by the family on April 18th, driving 1997 Nissan Pathfinder, green in color, license plate number ADH7739. With the family's home over 30 miles away, over in Delphi Township, Ohio, we have a lot of river that we're going to be covering today. But really, this makes the most amount of sense with Rising Sun boat ramp being right here where she was last seen by that officer. It's going to be a long day of searching today, but I'm feeling hopeful we're going to find them today.
Yeah, hopefully we can go find these two children and their mother.
All right. Each river that we come into is going to be just a little bit different. We're going to be taking a look at the depth of the river, what the current is of the river. As far as the floods that may have happened over time, we're not so concerned about that one because once a car comes in, the car sinks, it hits the bottom, and kind of think of it about it as a turtle, lays on the bottom, it gets cemented in, it's not going to be moving over the years regardless of how big the floods are. Now, however, that being said, cars can be covered, boats can be covered because of the way that the sand comes into some of these rivers, and so you have to take that into consideration as well. With a river like this one where the current is very slow and steady, I would not expect a vehicle to be really out any further than right here, maybe out 150 feet, and that's really all further it's going to be. However, because we do have the road that goes along the river here, we're going to move our focus up and down the river and not just at the boat ramp today.
We, as you know, we're in Rising Sun, Indiana, right downstream from the Rising Sun Casino. Great big casinos, right there on the boat, on the water. It's where she worked. She was last seen at the boat ramp here with her two children in the vehicle. She was also known to be suicidal. She kind of said she was going to do this, so we're hoping we can find her. She was also from Ohio, which is 30 minutes upriver, 30 miles, and I have a boat. That's just a boat. All right, here, let me show you. That is just a boat. That's not going to be a Pathfinder. We're looking for a 20-year-old. Well, the vehicle's it's a Pathfinder that's been underwater for 20 years. So it's going to be really easy to find. With the way this river is looking, it's so smooth. There's not a lot of anomalies. The riverbed is ideal for scanning. If the vehicle is in this river 30 miles from here, we're going to find the vehicle today. We're going to find her and her 2 children.
All right, so right down here, we've got tires. I can clearly see 3 tires down here, not connected to a vehicle. I'm coming up on a rock that's right here. I've got another rock and a tree branch over there. I can see them plain as day on here. Carson, if you want to flip over the top here, you can kind of show what I'm looking at on sonar here. So here's the tires that I just ran over. Those are off on my left. And then if we come down a little bit more, there's the tree logs. Another tire over here is what we're looking at. When I do my scans, the first scan I like to do is about 35 to 40 feet offshore. Even though I'm casting 75 feet left and 75 feet right, I just want to make sure that if we have any steep drop-offs from the bank, that I'm not too far out that it's going to give me a false sonar reading with the way the sonar works. Pretty much it's like being in a dark room, shining a flashlight, you have somebody standing there, you see the silhouette and the shadow behind them. That's really kind of how sonar works, if that makes sense.
What do we have here? What is that? What are you? I thought it was a boat. What I just saw looked like wheels on live scan. I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna use side scanning on the far side of it. Should be right off to our left. Right over here. Right about now. There it is. Yeah.
Doug's been circling over here for a minute or two, and it makes me wonder if he's got something of interest. Do you have one?
I thought I saw wheels on live scan. There's 2 boats out here too. Right here. I mean, it doesn't look like a car. It's big enough to be a car, but when I went over in live scan, I could have swore I saw a wheel.
I mean, it's kind of in the shape of a vehicle.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, you have 2 over there. Are you picking up 2?
One's a boat.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have another boat ramp right here.
Yep. So we have our marker with where it should be right here.
So we're going to keep doing our first run. We're going to let him play over the top of that. Then when we come back, we're going to be moving out another 40 or 50 feet and come right over the top of that. We'll double check that with him. Yeah, like another little private boat ramp here as well. And then the other thing we want to take a look at, are there any other boat ramps up here? What we want to identify are all the potential boat ramps in the area. So we have the one that we took off from right here. I don't even know if that's a real boat ramp. That's where the seaplanes take off from. And then we have the actual boat ramp here. And this one is the one where Doug and Josh just ended up finding a boat as well as a vehicle. So you may have already found the vehicle. And then we have a little private ramp right here. I didn't see anything off of that one. And then the other thing that we're looking for is there any road access right next to the river or any other additional boat ramps that we're interested in? And that's what we're identifying right now to see if we need to run down here any further, or if it's really those two that are closest to the casino that we need to be interested and worried about. Yeah, and we have nothing else down this direction. So being that Stephanie ended up working at the casino, Rising Sun boat ramp, and she lived closer to Delphi and Cincinnati, I'm going to say that all of our searching today is going to take us from this boat ramp, where Doug's most interested with that vehicle, and then run us towards Ohio is the direction we need to be going today.
We should be coming over at any moment now. That is a boat. That is a boat.
Yeah, Doug is really focused over that area. Like, he wants to make sure he gets it right, and he's just circling and circling. I don't see a magnet or anything on it yet. But since we ran down the river that way and we're coming back, it's probably been 10 minutes, and he just really focused on that spot. So we'll go check it out with him. And yeah, it looks like a boat to me. There's a ferry crossing. Maybe Stephanie ended up using that as a boat ramp. In the process of elimination, we've got a ferry crossing that's here. Now, normally with ferry crossings, if you take a look at it, you have the ferries and the barges right in front of these ramps. However, on some of our other cases that we have worked, we have found vehicles. How do they get in there? I don't know, but we have found some other vehicles at ferry crossings similar to this one. So with that, we never want to rule anything out, and so for that reason, we're going to scan this one as though it was an open, abandoned boat ramp. So when we start bouncing like this as much as we are, the search almost comes to an end if it doesn't die down. Because for us to search, we really need our sonar to be nice and level. And when it's not, then it's going to give us readings that we can't read. Because see, then it takes it from like just a downward motion like this, where we're trying to scan it, and let's say the boat was rocking back and forth. Well, now instead of us picking up like this being our object, now it's going to pick the object up like this. Or if it was bouncing back and forth, it's going to change it like that, even though this is straight on the bottom here. So we're not going to be able to read whatever target this is that we're trying to hit. Hey Carson, this is becoming a safety concern, and we're not going to be able to scan. I mean, these waves are just getting way too high. You got white caps starting to form now. Sometimes the afternoons for some of these areas just can't go on. We have to, like I said, plan it for another trip or something.
All right, well, as you can just see, that just got really dangerous. We got here this morning, beautiful river. It's hard to tell by looking at it right here, but we got 1 to 2 feet waves out there. It's getting really choppy. You can't see anything, as Jared explained. It's really complicates things when it comes to reading sonar.
You know, the one thing in this that I do want to touch on, and we didn't mention it earlier on, there is a potential rumor, and I hope that this rumor is true. I do hope that Stephanie simply took her 2 kids and started a life over somewhere.
Yes.
They said it could be in the Cincinnati area. She could have left the country. We don't actually know. We did not find the vehicle. And so please, for the sake of the kids, keep them in your thoughts, in your prayers, and we hope they're still alive.
Dive teams have been in the river all day long and within the last few hours pulled out a car.
This has been an investigation that we have worked on for a long time. I'm happy for the family that we'll be able to hopefully give some closure.